Hey, mind, body, spirit again. Hey, this is the video I've been wanting to do for quite a while, but this is one of these things I live out every single day, so sometimes I forget to comment on this. But I'd like to talk about masculinity and the death of masculinity, and also the death of femininity. Now, obviously, I'm a man, so women are probably going to think that I have no standing in regards to being able to talk about what is feminine and what is masculine. But you got to understand what premise I work from. I work from the premise that A, God defines what is masculine and what is feminine. So that's the premise I work from. Now, you undermine my premise, obviously, you undermine my argument. See, I was thinking about it more today because I was watching some show on television, and I think it was Divorce Court or something. And some of you people, I guess you already know that I'm a personal trainer. So my clients come over, and I'm up in the morning. I'm not really a big TV watcher, but I was up in the morning, and then the show just happened to be on. I was doing some channel surfing. And first of all, this just as a little side note, why people get on TV and stay and allow themselves to be to have other people stand in judgment of them is totally insane to me, because that presupposes that the people who are passing judgment on you ain't got major issues themselves. But I digress. Uh, um, when you start talking about masculinity and femininity, I think God defines it. I believe God created man and God created woman, so he gets to define what a woman is and what a man is. Now, so since I work from that premise, it's very easy for me to determine what is masculine and what is feminine. In today's society, there are a lot of my friends and things, they get upset with me. It doesn't mean when I have friends, I don't love them no more, they don't love me, I guess. But we get into a lot of discussions in regards to femininity, and there are things that I call effeminate or whatever. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily, like, let's say a guy who grooms himself. That doesn't make you effeminate. I mean, you can walk around here with nasty hands and nasty feet and be talking about how masculine you are. No, that's nasty and disgusting. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your overall demeanor and how you live your life. And that's being able to, for a man, to be able to stand up when it's time to stand up something, almost to the point to where you're willing to give your very life for it. That's masculine. Standing up for a cause that puts you out of your comfort zone. Now, there are women who behave in a masculine manner as well, but I'm talking about an overall theme, not just one event. And feminine, God defines what a woman is. What I find interesting about watching the show, you get these women clapping about this guy. He goes, "Oh, whether he's a good father or not, he takes care of the kids," and women clapping, and as if they're the ones to decide what a man is. They don't get to decide what a man is, because really, from a biblical standpoint, the man is supposed to do everything, even take care of the children. The woman is supposed to be his help meet, right? Help meet. She's not even supposed to raise the children. Not really. She's supposed to help the man to raise the children. But that's another thing, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments on that. But we live in another society. There's different paradigm here, but men are not even doing what God has required them to do. But I do understand there are cultural things here, and that doesn't mean you're sinning because you're not. But I just want to throw that little thing out there. But anyway, so women have to understand that God is the one that defines what they are. So that's the reason, I made one video and I said it's unnatural for a man to have hair down his back. The reason that it's natural is not necessarily what I believe necessarily. I throw my intake in there. But God says this is unnatural. What does that mean? It's unnatural. Well, he's the creator. Well, that's what I believe. He's the creator. He determines what is natural based upon his natural laws. Okay? So he determines what's natural and what's not. People say what's natural and what is not natural. Yeah. I mean, all of us we can say homosexuality is natural, or we can say this, because there are cases to where you can see it. But see, herein lies the issue about what is natural and what is not. And this, again, this ties right into femininity and masculinity. What is natural? What is natural? What occurs predominantly, not the anomaly. You wouldn't say a kid who has Down syndrome is a natural or normal kid. No, there's no one. And we have thousands of people who have kids having Down syndrome, autism, a lot of different diseases, diabetes type 1, they're born with it. There are a lot of people, thousands of people that have it, but we would say that's not normal. Well, how do we determine that? Well, we determine it based upon what we call healthy, normal, natural. 5 fingers. If you're born with 6 fingers, is that normal or is that natural? No, that's not normal or it's not natural. But that doesn't mean there's necessarily anything wrong with it or it can't be rectified. So that goes back into masculinity and femininity. Women, I know here in the Western world, don't act like women anymore. How can I say that? Well, because that's what God says. God says women behave a certain way. And if you don't behave that way, I could easily say that you're not acting like a woman. You're not acting like a female. Say the same thing about men. You're not acting very masculine because of the way that you're behaving. So to me, it's very simple. It's not even as complicated as people make it out to be. And so men today, just in America, I've never been around so many cowards in my entire life. How did they let a woman run them? I mean, it's totally insane to me. I mean, that would never happen for me. But and I have friends that'll never happen to either. But I am just shocked and appalled by how many men allow women to run them. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's total flip flop, paradigm shift to where paradoxal, I should say, to where if a man who calls himself a man would sit here and let a woman tell him what to do and do all this, that makes no sense. I mean, it's a bunch of nonsense. But that means he's not in his rightful place. Notice back, and this is for my Christians, notice back in the Garden of Eden, I'll leave this with you. Notice that when they got punished by God, notice why they got punished. Eve got punished because she ate the apple. Now, it was a sin. Remember, it was a sin to eat from the apple or eat, people call it a fig, whatever. To eat the fruit off the tree. Call it a fruit. You don't want to call it an apple, call it a fruit. I have no issue with that. Now, they both ate it. But look why they got punished. She got punished because she ate the apple. He got punished because he listened to his wife. In other words, what God was saying was is that you stepped out of your leadership role. Because remember, God never told Eve not to eat of the tree. He told Adam not to. And he told Adam not to. So when his wife ate of the apple, and then she gave it to him to eat it, he didn't get in trouble for eating it. He got in trouble because he listened to his wife. Now, I'll leave you on that one. I understand, these feminists are just going to lose y'all mind. I understand that. But, y'all not in y'all rightful place. I get it. You're going to be, you live in America. You want to do what you want to do. But this is what I find interesting about feminists is that they never really want true equality. You ever notice that whenever they got something heavy to move, anything that's really difficult, they always call a man. Now, here's how you know that they don't believe in equality. Because they don't treat you the same way if you say no. Let one of your girlfriends call you up, guys, and ask you to come over and help them move. And let them call their girlfriends and ask them to come over and help them move, like heavy things. Understand something, that men, if you say no and the girls say yes, they don't respond the same way. They treat you differently. Like, you're a man. How come you want to come over and help me? But their girlfriends can say no, and they're like, yeah, I totally understand. Because intuitively, they know. Intuitively, they know it. But at times, it benefits them to say that they're equal. I don't know a woman who wants to be equal. Not really. Not in practical matters. They do want to be equal when it comes to pay, and they do want to be equal when it comes to, making the decisions and things of that nature. But they don't want to be equal when it comes to the bad things, and that's pretty interesting because either you want the whole thing or you want none of it. Anyway, interested in your comments. Thanks. Bye.